The climate has been changing throughout our history for millions of years. Today, there have been a variety of differences than when there were before. Cities and towns all over the world have felt the impact of climate and what's been going on, especially on TV. The climate has been rapidly increasing in temperatures that we've never seen before, especially when it comes to the record-setting numbers that we've all experienced in the most recent years and can still continue to rise even more. So this first slide here talks about the temperatures from over 100 years ago. So this temperature right here from 1900s is much lower than temperature right here in the 2000s, which has exponentially been increasing. I have been researching climate change and its many factors and effects. There are so many interesting, surprising effects of how much the climate has changed over the years. However, these have led to some concerns that affect the environment that surrounds us. After analyzing these factors, I found out how they can really make a huge impact. So today I'll be discussing concerns that come along with cutting down a large scale of trees in the forest and addressing some ideas to limit the effect of climate change. So cutting down trees is not reduce the entire environment can be harmed, creating a lot of problems for the present and future. There would be a loss of habitat for creatures and plants that live in the forest. The changing temperatures can alter which types of organisms in that certain environment can make it hazardous to them, and cutting down trees can lead to transformation of the air into a totally different environment that's not suited for them. And since the vegetation and trees are gone, there'll be less oxygen because the plants and trees absorb them. So in the article, Ecological Engineering states that land cover like trees, water, and the ground encourages a specific signature in terms of forest floor quality, which alters topsoil properties, raises the temperature of the water level, and affects the amount of oxygen available. And forest fires can spontaneously ensue because of the thin layer of canopy that surrounds the area. So now let's discuss this pie chart here. So this pie chart is about deforestation, so you can see what causes like overgrazing, overcultivation, deforestation, and others. So you can see all the different percentages of their effects. Now let me explain why it is an important and relevant problem for all Americans. We have to be aware of how many trees are being cut down. The article called Forest Ecology and Management explains that trees on degraded soil strongly increases the mitigation of water erosion. Trees on degraded soil can enhance hydrological regulations, meaning the movement, distribution, and management of water on Earth, and it conserves low river flow when in the dry season and can reduce the occurrence of floods. Also, the effect of greenhouse gases have a huge impact. Vegetation that surrounds the area absorbs greenhouse gases that are in the atmosphere, leads to trapping heat into the air and causing Earth's temperature to rise. Also causes pollution, which affects the atmosphere, causing habitats to disappear. Now let's talk about the consequences of too many trees are gone. We're not cutting too many trees down. We can see a huge improvements of the disruption of sea levels that begin to rise, leaves a negative impact on ecosystems because the removal of the forest canopy regulates the amount of sunlight that makes it to the forest floor. It also affects the ecosystems, microclimate can be upset, and deforestation starts to happen. So let's go to this final slide. So it's about global warming on agriculture. So with deforestation, you can see frequency of weather, floods, and droughts, loss of biodiversity, and loss of fertile coastal lands by sea levels. Sea levels begin to rise. Now let's talk about some solutions that can be done to prevent the problems that are arising. Like replanting programs for replanting more trees to the environment, stated by the article Journal of Environmental Management. Tree species selection is a crucial step in the planning phase of forestation programs, given its impact on the results. Also, these programs can provide the trees to be planted in the forest so that the ecosystems can return. Now let's see what happens if we adopt these ideas. By using these ideas, we can restore the balance of the forest. In the article, Land Use Policy Reforestation presents a potentially important tool for reducing climate change. You can begin to return the forest back to its natural state. And in the article, how deforestation affects the water cycle, these programs can have a large impact globally. And now that we have discussed a variety of different topics, let's talk about what we have learned. What we have learned is that we need to be aware of the dangers of cutting down too many trees in the forest, because it causes tons of consequences. And by developing programs for replanting, we can start to limit the effect of climate change. So we can make a change by protecting the forest and environment. Thank you.